What's up, YouTube? Zachary Michaels here. I'm an actor, and this is An Actor Reacts. Today, we'll be reacting to Human, the fifth studio album by Brandy. Let's get into it. Before we get started, if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. Human is the fifth studio album by Brandy, released on December 8th, 2008 in the US. The album marked Brandy's first and what ultimately became her last album on Epic Records, as well as her reunion with her longtime collaborator and mentor, Rodney Darkchild Jerkins. Darkchild wrote and executive produced the majority of the project with his songwriting collective. The album produced two singles, Right Here Departed and Long Distance. The album's lead single, Right Here Departed, managed to peak at number 34 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 22 on the Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs chart, and at number 1 on Billboard's Hot Dance Club Songs chart. It became Brandy's highest charting single in years, also reaching the top 10 of the French singles chart and the top 20 of the Japan Hot 100. Long Distance managed to peak at number 38 on Billboard's Hot R&B and Hip Hop Songs chart, but failed to enter the Hot 100. It, however, became the album's second consecutive number 1 hit on the Hot Dance Club Songs chart. Human debuted at number 15 on the US Billboard 200 with opening week sales of 73,000 copies, becoming Brandy's lowest charting debut since her first album 14 years earlier. As of 2012, the album has sold a total of 214,000 copies in the US. While the album didn't revive the success of its predecessors, it was generally well received by critics and managed to become her fifth consecutive album to reach the top 5 on the top R&B and hip hop albums chart, peaking at number 5. Okay, so first off, before I get into this album reaction, happy birthday, Brandy, or happy almost birthday, Brandy, because I'm not sure exactly which day this reaction is going to be going up. But anyway, Human. This should be an interesting one because many of y'all have shared with me that Human is not one of your favorite Brandy albums. Although there has also been like a good bit of you who have been excited for me to get to this reaction, and a good bit of you who like this album and stand behind it. So know that y'all aren't alone either, because I feel like every time somebody likes this album in the comments, they're like, a bunch of people probably didn't say this, or, you know, I'm probably the only one, but I'm excited for you to get to Human. You are not alone. Other people like this album too. So I'm just interested to get into it and kind of see where I fall on the spectrum. And I'm going to try to be like as impartial as possible and just listen and take it in and just see what I think. So let's get into the album.
What I feel being a human being is just having the freedom to be yourself. Because if you're not yourself, then who are you?
The definition.
Definitely feels real 2008. Like the drums. I like it. It definitely, like I said, it feels real 2008. The production. That's not a bad thing, by the way. I like the real kind of triumphant feel of the song. Oh, yeah. Like that. That kind of synthesizer in the back, I think it is. I'm not sure. I think that's what's giving me the 2008 vibe. love that end. Um, Human intro and the definition. I really like it. Like I said, it just gives me for real that 2008 kind of music vibe. I don't know exactly what it is, but as soon as I hear like music from this era, it definitely transports me back. This is like middle school for me, and it was such a distinct sound in music, like the late 2000s, because it's like it's after the early to mid 2000s, and so it's like kind of got that sound, but it's also kind of heading towards the like early 2010s where it was a lot more electronic. So this is like the middle ground between the two. And maybe it's that like synthesizer sound type thing in the back, like the kind of mechanical type sound that the production has, but it's something so distinct for 2008. This song kind of reminds me of like that song, I think it's Chantel, like Impossible, which came out around the same time too. It's such a distinct sound. But other than the 2008ness, I really like the song as well as the intro to the album, and the production of it. Plus Brandy's vocals, especially that little at the end, because she's got all those little tricks in her bag. But nice intro. I do wish that the lyrical content would have been something a little closer to the intro when she's talking about like being a human is just being yourself and like not having to apologize for who you are basically. So I kind of wish that it would have gone from that into like the definition of being a human rather than like the definition of what love is being you, or I didn't mind the lyrics of this song. I just wish that, oh excuse me, I just wish that like going after that intro we could have gone into like something more about being human rather than like love. But other than that, overall I like the song. I like the nostalgic kind of 2008 feel of it. And of course, Brandy delivered on the vocals, though this wasn't anything like super like crazy vocally, other than that little snippet at the end. But it was a nice song, cool way to start off the album. That was track 1 and track 2. So let's go on to the third track of the project. Like the feel, like the piano and the drums. Love the feeling. This one again, it's got a real kind of triumphant vibe to it. Love the piano. Love the backgrounds and the kind of electric effect on them. Feels kind of real like pop, real pop, like pop rocky almost. 2008. Warm It Up With Love. I like this song. It's cute. I wasn't like blown away by it, but I think it's a cute song. I really like the production on it. Again, gave me those 2008 vibes, and I should probably just like stop saying that now because it's probably going to be the entire project because it came out in 2008. But there's just, again, something so particular about that production. I don't know exactly what it is, but it just instantly transports me back to 2008. But I did really like the piano and the drums that were going on throughout. The piano especially, it reminded me of Should I Go from the Aphrodisiac album because it has It has that kind of loop. It's on a loop throughout the song, and it gives me that kind of anxiety feeling. But so I really like that paired with the drums. I thought those two came together nicely. And then what was I gonna say? Oh, the overall song gives me a real like kind of pop vibe, like real like a lot less R&B than the other albums that I've reacted to from Brandy, which is all of them now except for 211. But it feels a lot more pop influence, more so than R&B, like kind of pop, electronic, kind of soft rock too a little bit. So I'm thinking maybe the whole project's gonna be in that kind of realm. It's not bad. I like her in that realm. It's just like it feels like a kind of distinct difference from her other albums. Oh, and this song also, as well as the definition, they feel real like triumphant. And I know that this album was coming after a real like tumultuous time for Brandy in her like personal life, so it's not surprising to me that that the two songs so far have felt a little more like we made it through kind of feeling. But yeah, I think that's all I got on this one. I wasn't like blown away by the song, but I think it's a cute song, good. So yeah, let's go on to Right Here, Departed. I know this one.
When you feel your heart started, and you see the break started, when the clouds above the party, you'll be right here with me.
I never knew Darkchild was in the video. And of course Ray J. Oh, Corey Hardit. For real, again, that triumphant feeling. Beautiful. I'll be. That's like her Brandyism. When the clouds are on the party, you'll be right here with me. Both knees. You'll be right here with me. I like the orchestra and the production. It's a very light album so far. When the clouds above the party, you'll be right here with me. You'll be right here with me, yeah. Right Here Departed. That's a track that, like I said, I already knew going into this project. I remember when that came out because, like I said in the Aphrodisiac review, Aphrodisiac or Talk About Our Love was like the first time I remembered Brandy releasing new music, like when I was aware of her as an artist. And then after that, it was Right Here Departed a few years later. And I didn't really follow up on either project, but I didn't follow up on this album after that. I just remember like it coming on like 106 in Park and stuff. And I remember watching it with my parents, and they knew all that happened with the accident and stuff. I wasn't aware of any of that until they told me. I still don't know all the details or anything because I haven't ever looked into it beyond what my parents told me. But I do like that she kind of took a difficult situation and turned it into art. So, and with that, having that background, it makes sense why this, album is, at least so far, so like triumphant, and that kind of gotten over feeling that I've been getting from the past couple of songs so far. Um, just like the other ones, a little more pop influence. I like the production. And I really like the piano and the drums on this one, and the extra strings and stuff that they added in during a couple parts of the song. Really good. I like the video. Nice, simple. She looks beautiful. Just hugging people who are going through a hard time, as she was. But yeah, I think that's all I got on Right Here Departed. Really good song. Little nostalgic because I really remember when all that came out, and it was also cool to like look back at the video now. I'm like, oh, that's Darkchild, and be able to notice him now, and Ray J, of course, in there, and Corey Hardick, and I don't know who that woman was, but nice video, beautiful song. Love the message and the feeling of it, and love that she turned such a hard time into a beautiful piece of art. Okay, yeah, I think that's all I got on Right Here Departed. So let's go on to Piano Man.
Mr. Piano Man.
2008.
Play a
Eight.
song for us, Mr. Piano Man. Play a song for love, Mr. Piano Man. Do you have
Like that kind of do fade thing. So of the time.
I do. He said my name is Rodney. Good to meet you. Oh,
Is this a remake? I think Elton John has a song called Piano Man. One of those people. Is this a remake of that? I don't know that song, so I just know the title. I'm just curious. Not the biggest fan of this song. Okay. Hold on now. Okay, I like this part though. Piano Man. Like I said during, not a big fan of it. It just didn't really do anything for me. The production was very 2008, and unlike the other songs, not in a good way. I wasn't a fan of like the throughout. Yeah, not a huge fan of the production on that one. Lyrically, it didn't really do anything for me. Vocally, she sounded good, but it wasn't anything like there was no part that I was like, ooh, go off on the vocals. It was just like, it wasn't bad vocals, but just the overall song just didn't really go anywhere for me. I did like that like breakdown bridge portion though. That was nice when the drums kicked in a little more. I like that bit. And let me know if this one is a remake of Piano Man by Elton John or whoever had a version of Piano Man. I don't know. I just know there's another song, like an older song called Piano Man. I don't know if this. I've never heard that song, so I don't know. Just curious. But yeah, overall, definitely not going to be my top three. Just a song. Like, yeah. Okay, I think that's all I got on Piano Man. Let's go on to tracks 6 and 7, Long Distance Interlude, and then Long Distance.
Hello?
I really like her speaking
I'm
voice.
okay. About this whole distance thing.
Oh,
It's
you
really
felt
starting to
the
tear on me,
swallow?
babe.
Actress. I really like the backing score of this too.
The long distance, I mean, it's killing me.
Very cinematic.
Baby? Hello? Hello?
There's only so many songs that I can sing to pass the time.
I know this song too. But I know I have Bruno Mars demo version on my phone.
And I'm running out of things to do to get you off my mind. All I have is this picture in a frame. And I hold close to see your face every day. With you is where I'd rather be. But we're stuck where we are, and it's so hard, it's so hard. This long distance is killing me. I wish that you were here with me. But we're stuck where we are, and it's so hard, it's so
Okay,
hard.
looking a little
This
sexy.
long distance is killing me. It's so hard, it's so
Love this
hard.
part.
Where we are, it's so hard. This long distance is killing me. It's so hard, it's so hard. Where we are, it's so hard. This long distance is killing me. Now the minutes feel like hours, and the hours feel like days.
This song is perfect for her voice. I'm used to hearing Bruno sing it, but I love it for her voice too.
Now I can't be home, but I'm coming home soon.
Ooh, love that kind of drop in the production.
Coming home soon.
She looks beautiful. You better sing.
Picture in a frame.
Who's that man? He looks familiar.
Now close to see
Ooh, I like this look too.
every day. With you is where I'd rather be.
But we're stuck where we are. It's so hard, so hard. This long distance is killing me.
I wish that you were here with me.
But we're stuck where we are. It's so
hard, so hard. Can you hear me crying?
Oh, I like that. Just adding the colors. Or washing off the black and white. I like it. Oh, beautiful.
With you is where I'd rather be.
Love it. But we're stuck where we are. Shout out to the production, the orchestra behind her here.
This long distance is killing me.
You better sing. But we're stuck where we are. So
Distance is killing me. It's so hot, where we are, it's so hot.
This long distance is killing me. Ooh, love that look with the ponytail and the
This long distance is killing me. There's only so many songs that I can sing to pass the time.
Beautiful. Looking into my soul. Okay, Long Distance Interlude and Long Distance. I really love both of those tracks. I actually think this is my favorite song so far in the album. Just really beautiful. Love first with Long Distance Interlude. I love the little acting skit, kind of, showing off her acting skills, like that moment where she, swallows in the middle of speaking because she's like so nervous and so anxious. Love the backing score of that, and then love that ending where like the call gets dropped. Love the, just the production and the feeling of that one and how cinematic it feels. And then Long Distance cinematic as well, the like orchestra feel to it. Loved her vocals on that. Loved the production throughout those big moments when it like doom 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 doom. Love that. Love the shout out to Bruno Mars for writing this song. Really really great. Love the music video as well. She looked stunning in there. Loved how it started off black and white, and we're going through the different scenes, and then when it starts raining, they love rain in an R&B video. That's like the cleansing, and once the rain comes, it's cleansing her, and now her world is like in color, not black and white anymore. Just really simple but really beautiful music video, and definitely got the feeling of the song across. Who was that guy in the video? Let me know. He looks familiar. I feel like I've seen him before. But yeah, really amazing song. Like I said, I think my favorite so far. Love the vocals, love the production. And the production, the only song so far that didn't feel like 2008. It feels like this song could have been released at any time, even like further back than like this song could have come out in like the 60s, and it would be of that time, and it could also come out in 2021 and still be of the time. Really beautiful song, and I think, like I said, production wise it stands out because it doesn't feel like a time capsule. It feels just really like a beautiful song. So yeah, love the overall song, the production, the vocals, the lyrics. Love the music video. She looked beautiful. Really great track. And then also love that interlude, the cinematic feel of it. Yeah, I think that's all I got on Long Distance. So let's go on to Camouflage. I like it. It feels a little country too. Like, is that a banjo? Oh, love the. Like this.
Not even halfway to destiny. God knows you ain't perfect. So who are you to put pressure on me?
It feels real like kind of indie, like free, like a type song, rather than like triumphant, or just like breath of fresh air. Love that. Camouflage. I really like this one too. I thought I really liked how simple the song was and light. Well, most of this album so far has been pretty light, but I love just how it felt just so simple and beautiful. Like I like kind of the kind of country pop kind of folky type sound of the song, almost like I felt like there was a banjo in there. Just really love the feeling of this track. Plus, really love the lyrical content. Like, I'm a work in progress. I can't be with you. You're not worth it if I'm like fading and I don't know who I am and I lose myself just to be with you. Like, that's not worth it. I want somebody who's gonna love me for me and, you know, go on the journey with me and not try to just change me into what they want. So I really loved that. And then I thought she had some really good vocal moments on this song too. Just really, really good. Overall, really beautiful song. Love how light and simple it felt, and that kind of, like I said, breath of fresh air feeling that it gave me. Like stepping out on your own and feeling like ready to just keep on working on you and not worrying about a relationship or whatever. So, really beautiful song from the lyrics to the production, and then especially the vocals. Yeah, let's go on to the next track. I've heard half of this song already. I forgot to press record though. Ha, so we just gonna listen again. I really like this part though. It feels a real like country, folky, kind of pop influence. Love the drums. Second half of this album, I feel like really is stepping up. I'm like, oh yeah, it's different. It took some adjusting to, but I'm really liking this kind of more poppy approach, I guess. And that's kind of where R&B music was at the time, very like pop R&B crossover. Okay, backgrounds. I haven't heard them as much on this, but I'm hearing them a little bit on this one. So 2008. I don't know what that is. Y'all let me know if y'all know. Is it like a synthesizer or whatever they were using it so much around this time? Love the guitar. I really like that crackle at the end of that one. But the song overall, I really liked it. I don't really know what the song's about because honestly I wasn't paying attention to the lyrics. I was just kind of vibing out to the instrumental and the vocals and the way that the song was making me feel. And like I said during, I think I'm adjusting to this different kind of sound than her other albums because it's a lot more pop. Like the song made me feel like she's like running through a field or something. That again, kind of the breath of fresh air type thing. Loved that guitar. That was probably the best part of the song for me. It just like that was just like, oh yeah, like it got me a little hype. So I love that and that kind of folky pop feel mixed with a little more R&B because her voice, even though a lot of these songs have been more poppy, her voice just has that extra soul to it that R&B artists have. So while the songs are more pop, her voice has that more R&B feel. So I acclimating to those two things coming together. But again, really like this one. I think the second half of this album, she's really stepping it up or more stepping into a zone that works for her because the first couple songs were a bit more, I don't know, they were a bit more something else, but I'm liking the more like kind of folky country pop vibe versus the other pop vibe, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying, but I hope you get it. But yeah, really like this one, especially the instrumental, beautiful vocals, great overall production, and great just feeling that the song is able to capture. So yeah, let's go on to the next track.
I've said sorry over 1,000 times. Is there anything
Love that
to say to
feeling.
you to help you try to rise?
Love her vocals here.
When you cry, I heard when you hurt. I made mistakes, but I can turn back time. I'm only human.
Love the feeling.
Save me from myself. You're superwoman. Embrace me, fragile and broken. You're just like me. Like just
Guitar heavy album. Or like banjo almost.
What are you afraid of, girl?
I love how each line it feels kind of like a new like breath of air is being breathed into her, you know? And love just the overall vocal approach. Not a big fan of what just happened. Like vocal still, she killing it. Okay, I'm liking the production now. I like how it's going up and up and up. Okay, the title track. This album definitely has a theme, and that song kind of encompasses it well. So I like that that's the title track. I do kind of wish they would have gone like first to start us off, or like last to leave us with this final message, because it feels like that song really, like I said, encompasses this entire project. Like, she is just a human. We're all just humans. We all make mistakes. Yada yada yada. Bing bang boom. But really like the song. I really loved her vocal approach on it. That was definitely the standout to it. The vocal approach mixed with the production, because it started off very like open. It felt like each line was like a like breathe, you know, like learning how to breathe again almost. So I loved that, and the way she like the way she sang on it. And then the production filled out more throughout the song, and then at the end it was kind of, it kept like going up and up and up, and then it like reduced back and opened back up to that beginning of like taking a breath of fresh air again. So I love the journey of the song. There was a little piece in there of the production that I was like, what just happened? Didn't love, like it was like a maybe a 5-second section, but other than that, I really like the overall song. Again, pop feeling, breath of fresh air, real folk country influenced. Yeah, I think that's all I got on, what was that? Oh, the title track, Human. So let's go on to Shattered Heart. This reminds me of a song on Aphrodisiac. I can't remember which one, but like the drums there. The one that I said felt like Justin Timberlake almost, because this kind of feels like Justin Timberlake. Oh, love the drums on this, and that whatever that is. That, I like that. Is that a Spanish guitar back there? I like it, whatever that is. Love the backgrounds too, kind of spooky. Or maybe it's a sitar. I love all the sounds and stuff in this one. Like the production there. Like I like that right there in the background. It's like real like tense. Kind of sounds like a spaceship or something back there. Shattered Heart. Interesting track. I like that one too. That one kind of felt like a mix of like the past couple songs have been kind of like folky country that I mentioned, and then the beginning of the album felt a little more of that kind of early electronic 2008 type music, and this one kind of felt like a mix of the two, like transitioning out of that country folk into more of that early electronic, especially like with the spaceship sounds and stuff that I was feeling towards the end, or those parts where it would go like do 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 do, and I really like that. So I like kind of the mix of those two sounds. It was like a nice happy medium. Um, Really liked just the overall production, especially the drums that don't shut up my heart, doom 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 doom. Like it felt real like okay okay okay, and then I really liked that ending when it got a little more danceable. Yeah, Shattered Heart, interesting track, cool kind of mix of the two different sounds of this album. Yeah, let's go on to the next track. Okay, I thought we were gonna be stepping it up. We were stepping it back again.
In your arms, I feel right at home. And that's a feeling I ain't felt before. Is it true that I'm not the only one? Is it true that you're just having fun with my heart?
Love the strings.
I can't be without you, so it's got to work. Goodbye's not an option, so don't say the word. Is it true? I've never been a victim of love before, so I'm not sure what I should be looking for. Is it true that I'm not the only one? Is it true that you're just having fun with my heart? I need an answer. You're just having fun with my heart. I need an answer. If you just can't tell me the truth, it wasn't real when you said I love you.
Love, that song. Oh, so beautiful and just simple. And Brandy really shines when it's just about her voice because she's got a great one. Um, what can I even say? I love this song, everything about it. Another one that didn't feel like a time capsule of a song, like, oh, this definitely came out in 2008 because it's just that good that it could have come out at any time. Love the piano throughout and the strings and the drums. Loved the lyrics, really soft song. Loved her vocals and the approach and like the is it true in my heart? Like, come on. I really don't have anything to say. Just beautiful song for sure. Gonna at least be an honorable mention, but I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna be a top three. But you know, we still got 3 songs left, so who knows? But it's at least gonna be an honorable mention because it's just so beautiful. Those are the moments when again she just really gets to shine and show off her voice and the way she plays with it and the different vocal approaches and the in my, just, I'm the crescendo and the decrescendo and the that voice, man. The vocal Bible. I think that's all I got on this one. But I'm really not. I'm like, I don't have much to say, but I have so many things to say that I'm just gonna move on because it's that good. Just like beautiful, 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 beautiful song. Again, every element of it, the vocals, the vocal approach, the production, that piano, the just the feeling of the song, the journey of it. She shined on that track. Let's go on to the next one.
Boom, clap, boom.
Oh yeah, y'all told me about this song.
Boom, clap,
I said I wanted to hear Brandy a cappella in.
boom, clap,
Okay, I'm excited.
boom, clap, clap, boom.
I'm feeling such a vacancy, I don't feel whole.
Boom, clap, looking every place I could see.
Okay, I like this. Is that a little guitar in there? Or is she doing something with her voice too? That'd be impressive.
I can't explain this feeling. Feels like I'm on a journey going in circles. Maybe going nowhere. Something is missing. Something is missing. Show me what it is. Show me what's missing. Yeah. I'm in a dark room.
That was nice.
I'm looking for the light to restore my vision. Something's missing. Can't pay attention 'cause I'm all so broke. Can't find no words 'cause they all been smoke. The answer's gonna be right.
Oh, that voice. And that's all this basically is that voice. I've said it a couple of times already, but the second half of this album is really good. Not gonna lie, I was a little worried at the beginning. I was like, oh gosh, probably not gonna like this album. But it in the middle, it switched into this really interesting thing, and I'm really liking it. Now, y'all know I love Brandy's voice. Shoot, the last song I said she really gets to shine when it's all about her voice. And then the next track, she was like, no, it's really all about my voice. There was maybe a little guitar in there, or maybe it was something else. Let me know what that was, but I'm pretty sure it was guitar. But that was the only thing other than her voice, and that was like sparse. I say all the time how much I love her background vocals. And this, they shine like the boom, boom, boom. And that, she needs to do like a whole album like that with layered backgrounds and different sounds and stuff that she's making her own with her own voice and the snaps and stuff. Really, really beautiful track. I think another one that's at least going to be an honorable mention because that's everything that I've been saying for the past couple albums, that I love her backgrounds. Oh, and you know what's funny too? This, I said earlier that I haven't really noticed her backgrounds much on this album, but this song is all about her background, so I think that balances it out a bit. Just really good. Yeah, Miss Brandy Norwood. Amazing voice, amazing backgrounds, amazing layering, amazing instrument in the way that she plays with it. Again, the vocal Bible. Yeah, let's go on to First and Love. Hey, okay. Like that. Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
Ain't getting no younger. So boy, when I say love, I don't say it just to say love.
Get the 2008 vibe, but mixed with something else in there too.
If you never show love,
Like the boom, boom, boom. I like that. And then it's got the kind of synth sound of '08. Okay, that's a little cheesy, but it's okay. Oh, oh. Love the production, especially like the drums and the bass and the claps and stuff. Hey, it reminds me of like Drumline. That little electric guitar, I don't know, I like that. Mixed with the First and Love. Cheesy lyrics, but I like the overall song because the production really shines. I really love the drums, like the drums and the like snap clap things. I thought that was a really interesting choice. And then those moments when the like bass was like boom, 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 like I was like, oh, okay, this a little more up tempo, which made me think like, wow, there really hasn't been any like up tempo songs in this. That one really isn't even a up tempo either. It just has a little more kicking, couple few sections, and it feels a little different because it still has like a poppy open field vibe, but it's a little more R&B hip hop than the rest of the album. But I won't say a really great track, but a good one. Nothing really crazy vocally, but her just natural tone is good too. So it's the song's like middle of the pack for me. I love the snaps and the like hard hitting production throughout. Overall song not crazy about it, but the again the snaps and the boom 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 sections were like okay, get a little hype. But yeah, so now let's go on to the last track of the album, Fall. This feels like kind of like a One Republic song. Oh. Okay, that is feeling a little more R&B right there. Oh, I like that. This one feels very 08 too now. Hey! Like the shouts in the background. Like the piano.
These flaws.
Okay, I was like, there's still time left.
They're a part of who I am. Take me or not, 'cause I finally understand. And I'm so done trying to be everything you want. And I had to stop, 'cause baby, it ain't worth it if I gotta camouflage, yeah.
Miss Brandy Norwood, ladies and gentlemen. Love that she ended it like that, like the whole album like that, just with a little a cappella moment, just her voice. You know, I am who I am. I can't be with you if I'm going camouflage. Fall. I like this song. Not my favorite, but I think it was a nice way to end the album. I do though still think that Human would have been like the perfect track to end it. Like starting it off with that spoken word, what it means to be a human, and then ending the album with the song Human. I thought that would have been really good as far as like the track listing goes, or the journey of the album. But like I said, Fall nonetheless, it's a cute song, cool way to end it. I really like the production of that one, especially like how the song kind of felt like a couple different things. Like at the beginning, it felt kind of like One Republic or like Halo by Beyonce, and then it transitioned into more like a R&B feeling, and then like the production just like dropped out at a couple of spots, and it kind of went through just a couple different like types of songs. So I really thought that was interesting, and then I really liked the fun, so overall interesting song, like the feeling of it, and then of course loved that ending. That was chef's kiss. But yeah, that's the end of Human. It was an interesting ride. Not quite what I expected, but I did end up adjusting and really liking it. But anyway, let's get into my final thoughts. I'll go over my favorite tracks and my rating for this album. Okay, so that was Human, or at least the standard edition of Human, because I just saw that there's a deluxe version with a few more bonus tracks. I didn't see that when I was looking up the album on title, so I'll get to those bonus songs sometime in the future. But as for the standard version, let me just say, I don't think Human is a bad album. Y'all had me a little worried, but I think this is a solid project. I do understand how like hardcore Brandy fans would be kind of thrown off by this project, especially if you're somebody who was like rocking with her since the beginning. So like from 94 to 08, that's what, 14 years. So it's definitely an adjustment, and it took me a little adjusting as well. And I've really only been listening to her for like the past year, because this album, it's a lot more pop. This is a very pop oriented album. Like there's some R&B flavor. Like I said, her voice is always going to have a certain amount of soul in it, so no matter what she's singing, it's going to have some R&B to it. And then there are a few songs that have a little more R&B tinge. And then there's some like country folk vibes, a little indie, some more orchestral songs. But the overall album is definitely a pop album. And I think that's both good and bad. Like this album is a little bit of a mixed bag, because while it has some bright spots, there it is kind of missing. Something's missing, like the one song. So where do I start? The overall album, I did like it. It again took some adjusting, but I like the overall project, especially the second half. I felt she really found her groove there, while the first half was kind of hit or not even half. First like couple songs were kind of hit or miss, a little more dated. Wasn't quite sure how I was feeling about them. I was like, this is an okay song, but I'm not being blown away. But then when we transitioned into the second half, I thought she really found a rhythm with like mixing the pop and the R&B and that kind of folk indie country sound. I thought that was coming together really nicely. So the album as well, when I said something's missing, I felt like there were certain Brandy isms that weren't quite there on this album. Just like I feel like we didn't get as many like vocal runs and stuff that she does. Like there were still some there, but it was a lot more straightforward on this. There wasn't like I mentioned during, like I wasn't really noticing her backgrounds as much, and then and then the song came, and then I was like, okay, it's all about her backgrounds. But just certain little things like that, certain little, or like even the production, like I love the Brandy and Darkchild mix. And let me just say, the production I thought was one of the best parts of this album, even though it wasn't exactly what I expected. The production was, one of the best parts of the album. But while it was a good production, I never found myself like, oh, Darkchild going off. Like they were good beats, but it was never like, ooh, yes, this is Brandy and Darkchild that I've come to know and love. So it was like good production, but at the same time, it was felt like, okay, I still need something else with this, And then also as far as production, the overall album, or not even the overall album, but some songs on the album are very like dated, like very like, oh, you can immediately pinpoint, yeah, this came out late 2000s, this came out 2008. And that's not always a bad thing. But on a few songs, Piano Man, Looking at You, it was just like, wow, this is so 2008. I can't deal. But I just feel like generally that kind of the late 2000s sound / early 2010 sound didn't age as well for me. Like the 90s sound is like that. I feel like that's forever gone. The early 2000s sound, like, yeah, once we get into the late 2000s and the early 2010s, it's not as, for me, it's not as like nice to the ears, the more kind of electronic sounding stuff. But thankfully we got out of that, and I think today's music will live on a little better too. But anyway, so that's the production, the kind of Brandy-isms that I felt were missing. And then I do think that this was a very safe album. It was not, I guess that comes with, doing a little more pop album. It's a little more safe, a little more generic sounding. But all that being said, I feel like I'm kind of giving all the negatives, but I did like the overall album, especially again that second half, because I liked Brandy in that more kind of like anytime it was a pretty guitar heavy album, and anytime the guitar was there, when you get the snaps and the boom, like that was like, yeah, that was the more like folky country, and I thought her voice adapted to that really well, because country and like soul music are pretty similar. So I liked her in that realm with a little more open of a sound. And then I do think this album was super cohesive. The argument could be made that it was maybe too cohesive, but I think that it definitely, she had a theme for this album. She knew what she wanted to say, and she went with that and stuck to it. And the album is definitely, she's saying, I'm a human being. The album, she definitely was able to capture the feelings that she was feeling at that time, and express them, and just kind of say on basically every song, I'm a human being, I'm still learning, I make mistakes, but I'm better because of it. And that's one relatable message, which I love. And then I just again, like I said on Right Here Departed, I love how she was able to take this kind of dark time and turn it into music. Let me see, anything else? I mentioned the bonus tracks that I didn't get to. Oh, I wish we would have gotten a little more variety. While I did like that second half and the more guitar led, this was almost exclusively ballads. We could have, I thought, like a few more up tempos, or even not up tempos, but like mid tempos. I thought that would have really made a bigger difference. And maybe some of the bonus tracks are up tempos and mid tempos. And like I said, I'll get to those in the future. But like as for the standard edition, I just needed a few more songs to spice it up a little bit. Okay, yeah, I think that's all I got for my final thoughts. I hope that kind of got across what I'm saying. Like, I think it's a good album. I think if it weren't a Brandy album, like if somebody had just put this album out, this is a super solid album. But with kind of what I become accustomed to from Brandy, I felt like this was not even, I won't say a step back, because again, it's not bad, but a step in a different direction that worked, but also felt like something was missing in there. A good album, just I needed a little more sauce in there. Now let's get into my favorite songs. First up, my honorable mentions. I've got Right Here Departed and a cappella, something's missing, or a cappella, because they have a cappella separated. I don't know what it is, but those two songs are my honorable mentions. And I'm actually a little surprised that a cappella isn't in my top three, because I really love that, and y'all know I love her voice and the way that she was playing with it on that song. But my top three really just outranked it a little bit, and Right Here Departed is just so beautiful. And again, love that she was able to take that hard time and turn it into something inspirational. Okay, so now my top three. Number three, I got Camouflage. Now this is such a beautiful song. This is one that I was talking about. It felt real open, had a more indie folk kind of country sound, the guitar, and it actually kind of reminds me of Irreplaceable too by Beyonce, which came out around this time or a couple years earlier, with that kind of banjo guitar sound, amazing vocals. And then I just really love the lyrics of that song. That was like the I feel like maybe the standout moment lyrically on the album, because it's so like I can't camouflage myself to make you happy or to be with you. Like, that's not worth it. I gotta find somebody who loves me for my flaws and all. And like, yes, I'm still trying to grow, but I can't, like, it's gotta be something real that you can love me with these flaws, but I'm still gonna try to become a better person, you know? Really beautiful song. Again, the vocals, the instrumental, and then especially those lyrics. My number two is long distance interlude, because I felt like that was a real important part of the song too. This was probably the turning point for me on the album. So this was like what, tracks 6 and 7, so not quite halfway, but a little before the halfway point. This song is really stepped it up for me. I loved how cinematic that the interlude was, and her little acting skit, because she's an actress, don't forget. And then transitioning into the song was just so beautiful. And that was one of the few songs that didn't feel dated at all. Like, that song could have come out at any time, and it's just so beautiful. Love how big and, again, cinematic and powerful it feels. Love that piano and the lyrics and her voice. So beautiful on that. And like I said, I'm used to hearing Bruno's version, because I have that one on my phone. And Brandy stepped in and honestly kind of showed off a little bit better than Bruno. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful song. And then I thought that the music video was like the perfect addition to this song. Again, that's how cinematic it was, and her being in black and white and looking all beautiful, and you see the longing on her face. And then like the end where, you know, the rain comes and it transitions into color. Really beautiful music video for a really beautiful song. And that one's a little more soulful, a little more R&B, so that makes it another standout moment as well. So let's go on to my number one. My number one song is True. This song was so beautiful. Love the instrumental. This was a standout production moment for me. The piano led song and the drums coming together. Love the lyrics, but then Brandy's vocals, which is why I love her. Her vocals were the standout moment on this song, and maybe for me even the best vocal moment on the album, because the way she plays with her voice on this song. And I got some of those Brandy isms that I was kind of missing on a few of the other tracks. The like, how did it go? The my heart like what? Like I love the chorus and the way she was just, I could feel everything that she was singing. And you know, the vocal Bible, the way that she plays with her voice is so beautiful, and it really, really, really shined on that song. It truly beautiful. Definitely my number one. The again, the piano, the drums, the lyrics, the overall production, but Brandy's vocals really came out to play on that song for me. Just so beautiful. So good. But yeah, I think those are my top three. Quick recap: my number three, Camouflage; number two, Long Distance; and my number one, True, because those vocals really came out to play, and the vocal approach really is what set it apart. Because she gave vocals on every song, but the vocal approach and the way she played with it, and just too good. But anyway, now let's get into my rating. So I ended up giving this album an 8.25 out of 10, which is not a bad score. It's a little lower than her other albums, but for anyone, an 8.25 is a really solid score. I think it's, again, a really solid album. It's different and takes a little adjusting to, and is missing a little bit of the Brandy isms as far as like the vocal things and the production that you would get on a normal Brandy album, just because it's a little more pop, and which kind of called for it to be a little more generic, and not generic in a bad way, but different. So yeah, that's all I got on Human. I enjoyed the album. Again, y'all had me a little worried that it wasn't going, be up to par. But I do think, again, it's a really solid project. But yeah, that's all I got on Human. Next up is 211, which should hopefully be out on Brandy's birthday. I'm going to try my hardest to get it out on her birthday. But if not, y'all know it's going to be out soon after, either on Friday or Saturday. And if this video is out on her birthday, happy birthday, Brandy, or again, happy almost birthday. Be sure to leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on Human, although a bunch of y'all shared them already. But let me know your overall thoughts, what your favorite tracks are, what you rate this album. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Thanks for stopping by. See y'all next time.